I'm not saying Brock Purdy's the next great quarterback, but here's my question. I got to phrase this the other way because maybe I'll get some answers from the people that don't think he can get it done. Like, what has he shown you he can't do? Like, what can he do? Is there anything he can't do? I haven't seen anything that he can't do. Stuff that he might need to do better, stuff he might need to learn. But there's nothing that we've seen that leads you to believe, well, he can't do it. I mean, even if there's some adjustments made, it's still going to look pretty much the same, I would think. He's got 17 touchdowns, 4 picks in his career so far.
Damn.
Do you think? Let's just hype, and he's played like 8 or 9 games. Here's one for you, Goo. See if I can remember this one.
All right.
So he's played in 9, not counting the playoffs,
Oh, okay.
9 games.
I was going to be, this is more.
9 games.
All right.
And I don't, whatever, 17-4. Do you think by the end of the season, he'll have 34 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions? In other words, 17-4 is a great touchdown interception ratio.
I think that could happen. I think that could happen.
So, okay.
And he's mastered.
And I don't know if it can or not, but what I'm saying is that's what he would have to do in the second half of the season.
All right, but let's just say that was 12-6. I'll still take that. Like he's proven to me thus far he's mastered this offense and what they want him to do. Like I just can't. I'm sorry, and I
can't see
like game manager. That doesn't have a bad. That's not derogatory. If that's what I'm not calling him, because he can move and do other things. But this dude has shown he looks like he is on the fast track to, do I dare say, stardom, but damn sure next franchise quarterback in the Super Bowl for this team.
If he can stay healthy.
And you know what? I thought about that while you were talking, because that's the only thing that took him out last year was the game they lost and got crushed was the one he got knocked out.
The one thing that, people, when they talk about Purdy, he's okay. He's a good quarterback. Yeah. Let's just say he's really good.
That's the word I got right now. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's really good.
Okay.
He's really good. But what I think people don't understand, I shouldn't say that, because that makes it sound arrogant. But the thing I always look at is, especially in the NFL, like this is all I'm saying.
Do.
If he gets hit next week against Arizona and hurts himself, like, we're not going to be talking about Brock Purdy as the next great thing. We're going to be talking about whether Brock Purdy is the next Jimmy Garoppolo who can't stay healthy. Like, we're one play from that. Now, do I want that to happen? No. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. But what I'm saying is that's why I'm conservative about anointing anybody anything in football. I mean, the one thing he's got to prove is he's durable. He's got to be durable. Do we know that he is or isn't yet? No, we don't. We don't. So, that's one test he'll have to pass.
And
you know what else he'll have to pass? A test where maybe he does get picked off twice in the first half of a game.
And I'm sure that's coming.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So that when people say, who needs to see more? Well, okay, I need to see more. I'd like to see him go through a whole season and not get hurt. That's one thing I'd like to see.
But when you get there, Matt, I got to be honest, Jimmy, because we saw more of Jimmy, but what reared its head through his tenure was he didn't just get hurt in a playoff game. Jimmy would get hurt, and it would stall out your season or throw a monkey wrench in it. So what you just said,
it better not happen with Brock.
But I'll tell you what, in my lab, the fact that you got to go, hey, Gooey's one injury away from having a Carfax report, you're right. But that's that's the standard for every quarterback. But we're not talking about how does he process the game and how defenses can take advantage of him or manipulate him. Right now, we haven't saw that. So I'll give you that injury scenario. I got you. And then we would talk about, okay, this is the second one in 2 years. But right now, Matt, if you're going to that, the Red Cross, That's
I'm not
telling
going
me
to the
the
Red
stuff
Cross.
on the field is pretty damn good.
No doubt. Everything's been pretty damn good. He hasn't proved he's durable yet. And it's no shade at him. It's just the fact that he's inexperienced. He just hasn't played a lot of games. He played, what did he play? 8 games last year, 9 games.
Yep.
He got hurt.
3 playoff
Now
games.
he's 3 games into this year. All systems are go, but he's got to stay
There's nobody
healthy.
that would fight you on what you're saying right now, I don't believe.
They can't. The only people who can fight me are the people who, I don't know. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying he still hasn't proven he's not Jimmy Garoppolo, injury-wise.
All right.
Is Brock Purdy a better quarterback than Jimmy? Definitely. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Is Jimmy Garoppolo more injury-prone than Brock Purdy?
Nope.
I don't know. Let's let that one play out. Because no matter how you slice it,
Because the amount of
Purdy got hurt. He's been hurt 1 time in 12 games. So let's make sure that, a year or 2 from now, those are the only games he missed. And it looks like he's going to be able to stay healthy. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't stay healthy, and neither could Trey Lance. It's like the biggest thing you got to do as a 49er quarterback. So it's, so far so good with Brock Purdy. But there's a long, long way to go. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Andrew in San Jose. What's up, Andrew?
What's up, fellas? Good morning.
Hey.
I just got a couple things I want to touch on. We know that Brock is better than Jimmy, and he's actually in the best position that any rookie QB could be in the NFL at this point.
Yep.
With the weapons he has, he could only get better, and looking forward to it. And I just kind of want to touch up on the flip side to the Garoppolo and the Raiders situation. Myself personally, when Jimmy G's leg got flopped on yesterday, I said, okay, maybe we'll see this McConnell kid. But after the break, I checked, and Brian Hoyer's there actually second string. But I love the young O'Connell. I was watching him in the preseason, thought he'd get a good job. But this is what team is going to have to get to maybe find that diamond in the rough, i.e. Brock Purdy.
No, I mean, look, if you find a Brock Purdy who's making what he's making,
and playing how he's playing,
you absolutely could put a heck of a team around him. That's what the Niners have done.
but he's inherited the heck of a team around him. Again, we got to be careful and always stand up for Jimmy in this vein, Steiny. You look at his 1-loss record, the big games he's played in, didn't win them all, but the Niners were not mincemeat, chopped liver. They were bona fide.
Okay. But, see, as you were saying something here, I felt like, but, look, Purdy's way better. Purdy's way better than Garoppolo. Come on. He's way better than Garoppolo. I mean, that almost seems obvious at this point. Even if you like Garoppolo, it's like, or even if you like Lance. I mean,
but where's the too soon? Where do you draw the line then on
10 games? Be better.
And if we judge Jimmy on his first 10 games, we wouldn't be like, oh boy, Jimmy has I don't even think he had the no throws in. Like we saw more, and then we saw warts. So if you're saying you still need to see more, anybody is from Purdy, I don't think it's fair to say.
I don't need to see more from Purdy. He's better than Garoppolo. Come on. Like
it looks that way.
Of course it does.
But he ain't played in as
close.
many. Well, he'll never catch up to Jimmy. But
925. You're making my point for me. He has only been hurt once, Matt. That can't define his superb. I get it. He's been great. But what I'm saying is he's got to stay healthy this year. If he doesn't stay healthy this year, who's to say he isn't Jimmy Garoppolo, Teflon? No, Teflon's when you don't get hurt.
yeah.
Tin Man.
Wait, but so how can you say that he is? You don't know if he's injury prone or not compared to Jimmy, but you can say definitively that he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback.
When he plays, he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Like he's quarterbacking good enough to be to be the starting quarterback. But if he can only play the percentage of games that Garoppolo played, if he can't play more games, well, what use is he? Like, how many games did Jimmy miss?
took him to a Super Bowl, Steiny.
Okay, so what? That's not even the point I'm making.
But it's not about your point.
It's not?
You're being blind to the truth. How can you say definitively he's not better than Jimmy, and Jimmy took this team to a Super Bowl?
I said he's better than Jimmy.
Yeah, but I'm fighting back on that because Jimmy took this team to a Super Bowl, and Brock is yet to do that.
Okay, well then you think Garoppolo's better.
No, I'm doing what you're doing. I'm still watching. Like, I need to see some more. I can't give. So
why are you arguing?
You're cooking the books on. You still need to see more on Brock Purdy and the injury thing, but you've seen enough to say he's better than Garoppolo. Garoppolo took this same team to a Super Bowl.
Okay,
and an NFC
you think
championship
Garoppolo's
game.
Better?
No, I'm saying we need to see more in the season to see where this Niner team goes before I can declare Brock being better than Jimmy.
I don't think it's a tough concept to grasp that. I've seen Garoppolo play 12 games, and I think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But another issue is, well, he's got to, it's great that he's better than Garoppolo, but that was only half the story with Garoppolo. He was injury prone. So Purdy's already better than him as a quarterback as far as I'm concerned, but now he's got to stay healthy. Like, he can't be Jimmy. What if he's better than Jimmy, but he's as injury prone? Are we still going to keep him around?
It sounds like what Guru's saying is like young Jimmy. Like 2019 Jimmy Garoppolo was a pretty damn good quarterback. Through his first 26 starts, he lost 5 games. Like that's I think more the Jimmy Garoppolo you're comparing Brock Purdy to than the one we see now.
Okay, well then the argument would be Purdy can't keep this up. But I don't think that's true.
But you can't declare a winner in that because we're going to find out.
What do you mean?
We're going to, as the season goes on, we're going to find out where this team ends up, and we're going to see more of him. And is he the reason on some Sundays to where they lose? Like, Evan's right, and you're judging Jimmy on what we seen after the fact. I'm like, right. Jimmy 10 games in was the highest paid quarterback after 5 games.
He still wasn't as good as Brock Purdy is now. Were Jimmy Garoppolo's first 10 games as good as Purdy's 10 games?
Well, I would say this offense is better than the one Jimmy had.
888-957-9570 is the number. You want to jump into the conversation. Jimmy G had the same numbers as Brock last year with Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so 5.590 or 5.559. So you're not convinced he's better than Garoppolo right now. Jimmy G had the same numbers as Brock last year with McCaffrey. He played like a Pro Bowler with Christian McCaffrey. I assume he's talking about Garoppolo, the 5.59. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the point is like when Jimmy Garoppolo first got here, he was thrown to Marquise Goodwin and rookie George Kittle, and he was handing off to Carlos Hyde, who was a good running back. But I think their point is like he wasn't playing with the all-star cast that Brock Purdy is right now.
Young Jimmy. Before there was no throw. Jimmy no throws.
Okay. I don't know why you guys are fighting me on this, because like I asked you, and you said you think Purdy's better than Garoppolo, but that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I don't like. What's the disagreement when I say Purdy's better than Garoppolo?
Well, you use the short sample size.
You guys are saying no.
I'm gonna tell you, you're using the short sample size of us watching Brock ball when it is convenient for you.
What do you mean?
How are you saying? I'm just asking you. Early on, you're so sure that Garoppolo's first 10 games, Purdy's better.
Purdy's better.
He's got a better team around, a better offense.
Okay,
Steiny.
So fight me on it. Then say you think Garoppolo's better, but you're not. You're saying no, Steiny. You're right. Eye test shows Purdy's better, but Jimmy's still good. I don't know what you're getting at.
No, I just think you're not being fair to early Jimmy.
The hell with Jimmy. Yeah. I don't give a.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Well, Purdy's better than him, and you're saying he's better than him. So, like, if somebody wants to say Garoppolo's better than Jimmy, or Purdy, we can have that talk. The only thing that Purdy has to prove to me now as relates to Garoppolo is that he can stay healthy, because Garoppolo couldn't. I'll take Purdy over Garoppolo any day of the week at this point. And I get it. He's only quarterback 12 games. Joe's in Concord. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man?
Good. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. The reason why Purdy's better than Garoppolo is because he's on the Niners right now. That's number one. They kept the better quarterback. Garoppolo's problem, I don't look at it so much as being injury-prone. I think of it as when he picks the worst times to throw interceptions. That's why Purdy's better so far. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's not even a conversation because we're looking at Jimmy after the fact. I'm talking about the 5 games Jimmy quarterbacked. Steiny, there was Garoppolo mania here, and the team gave him a new contract before we knew what he was. That's the point I'm making.
Okay, so you
10
think
games of
first
Jimmy
10
Garoppolo
games were better.
No, I'm not. See, I'm not going there. I'm saying the offense that Brock inherited is better than what Jimmy had, but there still was Garoppolo mania before we found out he was just average.
Oh.
I think that's fair.
And I never said any of that was not true about Jimmy Garoppolo. I just said that Purdy's better than Garoppolo, and that's pretty easy to tell. If you don't agree, I mean, that's
right.
fine.
I love this from Dave Johnson, First NorCal YouTube Credit Union chat. Jimmy was a mirage. Okay, if that's how you feel, I get it. Do we know Brock is a mirage? It don't look like it, but it's so young, early in the game. We're all still watching, but he's off to a phenomenal start.